Hey, thank you so much, Oscar, for coming in and doing the sit-down talanoa with us. I know that you've got a busy schedule, but first of all, how are you doing?
Yeah, it's been a funny old week since we announced our show on Monday. But yeah, I'm doing okay, thanks.
How are preparations coming along for the comedy festival?
Good. We haven't done a show since 2018, so we're motivated by just wanting to do comedy on stage together as the Naked Samoans, and we're just firing that up, working on the script this month, and then we'll get into rehearsals next month.
Yeah, it's been a while since you guys have been together. I mean, what led to the decision of you guys coming back together and doing a show?
You know, even though we all individually do different things, for us, our favourite thing is working together, and the cool thing about on stage is, you know, we're in charge. It's just us and the audience, and that was the motivation. We just love doing shows, and we treat every show like it could be our last, you know, because life's short.
Absolutely. And not giving too much away, what can audiences expect from The Last Temptations?
Well, the kind of tagline that we've come up with is that it's a 60-minute dark comedy about denial, miracles, and community service. That's all I can say, really.
Cool.
You have to buy a ticket. May 20 to 24 at the New Zealand International Comedy Festival.
As you've said, it's been a week of promoting the show, and I know you guys spent the first few days talking about it. You guys went on Flavour, and then the poster dropped. Did you anticipate the heated reactions that it was going to receive?
No, I guess. I mean, being the Naked Samoans, actually this month, 27 years ago, was our first ever show. And we've been offending and upsetting people ever since, really. But we didn't expect that. When we first saw it, we thought, oh, has Heto got his burner accounts again and leaving funny messages, little phase he went through. But he assured that only some of them were his. And then when we saw the reaction and we saw how it was being taken, you know, it was never our intention to mock Jesus or God or the Last Supper scripture. But when we saw that that's how it was being taken by some in our community, we made the decision to take it down. It went up on Monday and we took it down Tuesday night. And then, but I guess other people saw it and then spread it, showing other people. And, you know, I guess the rage spread. But we took it down as soon as we knew that it was causing upset.
Yeah. I'm going to come back to what you said about Naked Samoans offending people in the past, Pacific community in particular.
That's not to detract from the hurt and upset that it's caused. You know, I'm not excusing that. I'm just saying that's the context of us as artists.
Yeah. Well, this Facebook comment stood out to me, and I quote...
Oh, don't tell me. I'm trying to not read them. But yeah, okay, sure, quote.
It's just wrong, especially for us Polynesians and Christians. It's embarrassing. These guys have been in the industry for ages. They should know better already. What's your response to that?
Oh, we probably should. You know, our robust system of checks and balances badly let us down in this sense. We should have known that some people would take it that way, despite us just referencing a painting that we thought would be a funny image. But yeah, and we have friends and family and also associates, people that have worked for us, who are probably also offended and who might never comment. And so it's acknowledgement of their upset that we decided to take it down, but you know, it's taken on a life of its own, because that's the world we live in now.
Yeah, as you said, it's not the first time that you've received criticism at
Oh
this
my
level.
Lord, we've been getting it since we started.
Yeah.
Academics, educators, our own people, Balangi journalists, you know, telling us we've let down our community. We've had it our whole careers, but we can understand how some people would have looked at this and went, you guys have gone too far. And even though we didn't mean it, you know, we all went to Sunday school. We know understand the reverence that image and that scripture has. But like I say, we were We weren't trying to comment on the scripture or Jesus or God, and yeah.
Yeah. I was telling a colleague earlier that, I remember being in high school and a peer of mine had submitted an essay critiquing Brotown, and it made the yearbook. And I remember the line, it goes, Brotown perpetuates stereotypes of what it means to be Pasifika, that we're poor, dumb, and dependent on the dole. But for me, what was fascinating at the time that it sparked these in-depth conversations within Pasifika youth, especially in that age bracket when we were 13, 14, 15. Has that always been the intention of Naked Samoans, to spark these dialogues, to spark these conversations?
We're not trying to spark anything. We're just trying to tell stories. And we have a full-on approach to comedy. We have an indigenous approach. From the beginning, because we're all theatre actors, and we came from theatre, and the form of theatre that we all loved was that kind of form of clowning that's existed in Samoa and the Pacific for hundreds of years. And that is a full-on style where there's no, take no prisoners, full-on, sacred cows are held up to the light, and then the show's over.
Yeah.
So it's never our intention to court controversy in order to get publicity or spread our message. It's just the stories we like to tell and the comedy we like to do, and the robust style that we do that with attracts criticism. And I mean, that's really mild. That's quite polite, that comment you read out. There's been way worse over the years, so it doesn't mean it makes this any more pleasant. I guess this is just the 2025 iteration of feedback that happens now.
I guess it begs the question, is there an unspoken rule when Pasifika creatives make it on the mainstream platform that we have to play it safe? We can't delve into the realities of what we're experiencing?
We can't control what people write online, and we're not trying to get them to write those things. We can only do our work and tell our stories, and I feel like we've been pretty consistent. But like I said, as soon as we knew this image was annoying a lot of people, we took it down. We didn't want to double down or make a stand for freedom of artistic expression. It wasn't about that.
So what do you have to say to our Pasifika creatives who are seeing what's happening online, and who are perhaps feeling reluctant to fully express themselves?
It just comes with being an artist. Everybody has their own internal compass, and you can watch Brotown. All 5 series are on YouTube, and that's a pretty clear indication of the sort of work we make and the sort of approach we take. And it's in our name. We're not the polite Samoans. We're not the mildly offensive Samoans. My advice to artists is just be yourself, be true to that. But also, we are part of a community, but sometimes our job as artists is to tell the truth, be reflective of, what's happening. Not that I'm saying this was that, but, you ask for advice, and I think, just be you and do your art, and take care of yourself as you do it.
And what's your message to those who have been offended or hurt by the poster?
And we understand why you're offended and hurt, and that was not our intention. That's why we took the image down. It's there forever now. I think as long as people spread it, people will be enraged by it. But my message is, I guess, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And, maybe think about Jesus' teaching in John 8, verse 7. And thank you for the feedback. We've heard it.
Thank you, Oscar, for your time. That's the end of our talanoa. Is there anything else that you'd like to share?
Just support the New Zealand International Comedy Festival. There's a lot of rising New Zealand stars and also established stars making magic. And even though times are hard, maybe you need a laugh to help.
Thank you.